Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. They're changing my voice because they don't believe in free speech. No major political party in America ever has and ever will. Not libertarians, not Democrats, not Republicans, nobody. If they're on TV, you can basically know for sure that they don't believe in freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of assembly. They're just functionalists. They do things based on whoever's in charge, right? And what their rules are and how the game is being played. It's a very sick world. Very sick world. And so as you see on the screen, that around a third of Americans, and it's not just Democrats, they believe that violence, to them, right, is a means to create effective political change or to create political change. They're kind of vague when they presented the study, but it's safe to say that most of the people who put yes believed that the censorship has made things difficult. They believe that their argument is weak and they're compartmentalized and they're playing a game, and they believe that, you know, like some kind of crazed mob against another crazed mob of political people who are controlled, that if they throw their weight around and threaten people and kill people, that they'll get their way. Okay? I've been saying this for years. Before this study came out, I said democracy as practiced in the West, right, goes back to demos and demon as the root word. Demon is a skilled performer. We see that with the theater arts and the propaganda and the politicians and the theater of war and the theater of politics, political theater, on and on and on. It's also from demos, meaning people, but in a Greek sense, a mob, right? The Bacchanalian Greece, a mob of unruly idiots saying stupid stuff, scatterbrained as hell, and every once in a while, one of these idiots says something kind of smart. But they try to get you to look up to their mentors and their masters and secret societies. That is the history of it. Look at how many secret societies and cults were in Greece. That's where they get this idea of democracy. It's not, you know, what you think it is, just like liberty isn't what you think it is. You know, America has always been a white, Jewish, and LGBT supremacy state where white culture is something they insist on. They don't want you to have the option to say, hey, maybe universal pinpointed moral precision is greater than white culture. No, they insist on it. And they ran a massive psychological operation recently to make sure that it was impossible for there ever to be a worthwhile country in the future or a worthwhile planet, as they suppressed the Messiah, which is me. As they went out of their way to make sure every reproductive cycle on the planet, everyone who's reproducing, is having illegitimate children who couldn't possibly connect to God after my flesh dies. They made sure of that by exactly how they proceeded. They left no stone unturned to make sure that that would be the case. And some of you are some kind of a boarding school-like bitch or a reform school-like punk who thinks that the answer, you know, like a control freak cop, you think the answer is to force people to think a certain way or to cover up the fact the Messiah is back. You are a disgrace to your cultures, to your families. You are a disgrace. You think that adults shouldn't have the truth where it matters most. That is fucking pathetic.